Hi, this is Dalia Barsoum, founder of Streetwise Mortgages and Streetwise Wealth. With the recent reduction in the overnight rate by the Bank of Canada on June the 5th and other news impacting the bond markets here in Canada, there has been a lot of activity in the mortgage interest rates over the past few weeks. The ever popular question of fixed versus variable is coming up now over and over again, especially with a lot of renewals around the corner. So I wanted to give you the June 2024 answer to this question, and in the Streetwise fashion, we are answering this question for rental property financing in particular. We ran the math so you don't have to run it yourself, and I have to say we were very surprised by how the results turned out. So let me share more with you. First, let's talk about where we think the rates are headed. As you've heard me mention this before, analyzing the actions of the Canadian bond market traders gives us the best indication of where rates are headed. These are professionals who trade billions of dollars on a regular basis, and their forecasts are not perfect, of course. They're not, but they are the best forecasts that we have at hand at this point in time. So what is the bond market activity telling us? Here's what it's telling us. A year from now, we're expecting the rates to be below where they are today by a full 1%. We are not really expecting any half a percentage point cuts by the Bank of Canada. So we are looking at 4/4 of a percentage point cuts over the next 12 months. Of course, this may change in terms of the magnitude of the cuts and the pace of the cuts as the economic data continues to come in. The probability of a July 2024 cut is currently sitting at 68%, which is fairly high. But we're expected more clarity after the June Canadian inflation numbers announcement at the end of this month. Anyway, back to our multi-year forecast. Overall, we expect to reach the lowest interest rate between 2 to 3 years from now. And this rate is forecasted to be 2% lower compared to where the rates are today. So with this forecast of interest rates, the rest is a straight up math. And I'd love to tell you more about the numbers. Well, comparing a variable rate mortgage at prime plus 0.05, which is a typical rate for a rental property, with the best fixed rate interest for rental units from the top banks, here is what we've learned. For a mortgage of $500,000, variable rate mortgages offer a lower cost of borrowing right now versus a 5-year fixed mortgage by over $10,000 in savings over the mortgage term. If you take a 2-year fixed rate now and then renew into a variable rate mortgage for another 3 years, let's say, that is about $6,000 worse than going into a variable rate on that same mortgage right now. And now here is the big surprise. If you were to take a 3-year fixed term today and then switch to a variable, it is equivalent to taking on a 5-year variable rate right away. This is not the most intuitive scenario, I have to say, but that is just how the difference between these two rates play out. So what does this mean for you? Well, for those of you that prefer payment certainty over squeezing the last dollar of potential mortgage cost savings, you should consider a 3-year fixed rate. The price difference right now is quite attractive. But for many people, the 5-year variable may make more sense. This is due to the flexibility that a 5-year variable offers should you need to sell the property or if you want to refinance during the term of the mortgage, which will likely become a viable option within the next 1 to 2 years for many real estate investors. If you're curious about which option to take for primary residences, by the way, it is pretty much a clean and clear sweep for variable rates, and we ran the numbers. If you would like to customize a recommendation based on your specific situation, especially when you're looking to optimize borrowing costs and free up capital, across your portfolio of multiple properties, we are here to help you, and we are happy to also give you a second opinion. You can always reach out to us at info@streetwisemortgages.com.